Okay, in this video we're going to look into using the WordPress text editor. It's built into most post types in WordPress, but you'll use it mainly in Pages, and it's just we're referring to this section here that we put text into. Now it's fairly straightforward. If you've ever used a word processing tool such as Microsoft Word or similar, you'll recognize a lot of the setup, but we'll just run through it just to give you an idea of the more advanced sections. So we've got a little button here to put in some dummy text just for previewing. So I'll drop that in place, and that gives us some text to work with. Now, the standards are there. It's fairly similar for text formatting. If you want to make text bold, hit the B button. If you want to make it italic, hit the I button. If you want to set up headers, you can select text and change the formatting from here. You'll see we've got a number of sizes for headings. So let's make a H1 here, and then a couple of sections here, then a small introduction, and then perhaps a H2 here, heading 2, then a couple of paragraphs, and then maybe a heading 2 here, another great section. And you'll see it formats it in the editor for you as you're working on, so you have an idea of how it's looking. You might also have noticed there, if you got your eagle eyes on, that the text editor extends as you move down the page just to fill the space that you've used. So that's the straightforward stuff. If you wanted to put, let's say, a bulleted list in, you could click the bulleted list button, list item 1, list item 2, list item 3. If you want to break up text, and sometimes a nice way of doing it is to use a horizontal line here. You'll just chuck a couple of these in right now. You can align text using align left, align center, or align right buttons if you request. Beyond that, there is a facility for putting in a link to another page. Visit another page on this site. Why don't you? All you need to do is you want to select what you want to link through and click on the little anchor button here. If you want to link to an external site, you can put the address in here. Don't forget the HTTP or HTTPS, google.com. However, that's not really another page on the site, is it? If you want to link to something else on your own site, we'll just edit that link there. Click on the link to existing content, and you'll see all the pages and blog posts we've put together already are on this. So we'll just link that through to the contact page. And most of the rest of it is fairly self-explanatory. You've got an underline tool, which you don't often use. You've got a justification tool. You can even mess around with text colors, although really we don't recommend that, as colors are normally set up as part of the site designs we put together. Some of the content that requires a little more explanation. Up above this editor, you'll notice that there's column buttons here, and this is really great for putting, well, text into columns, as the name would suggest. If you click on a 2-column button, you'll see it immediately puts 2 columns in, so we can have 1 column of text here and another column of text over here. You can run this with other multiple columns if you like. You can have a 4-column underneath that, for example, or a 3-column. And the great thing about these columns is that they're responsive, which means that it'll display as 2 columns on bigger screens, but if you get down to a really small screen, like say a mobile, you wouldn't really want like 2 lines of text, so it'll drop them one under the other, depending on the design of your site, to make it sure it's always nicely readable. We talked in an earlier video about switching between the view page and the edit page sections. You can actually also preview any changes you've made to a page by clicking on this little button here, and we'll do that right now just so we can see what it's looking like. You'll see there we go, we've got our header, we've got our main section, we've got 2 columns of text in place here and ready to go. So I'll just shut that down and I'll click on update. The final section you might be wondering about is the add media section. Now there's another video all about uploading and working with the media, but just for completeness we'll look at it in here too. If you want to add an image or a video or a link to a PDF or anything along these lines, all you need to do is select in the editor where you want it to appear and click on add media. And you'll see here all the media we've currently uploaded to the site is in place, so we'll just click on one of those. And you can set up the attachment display settings here. So we'll make that align center. We don't want it to link, and we'll make it a thumbnail, so it's a tiny little image there. Insert that into page, and you'll see it puts a little preview in. We'll update that, and we just can have a quick view of the page just to check that it's all okay. And you'll see it's done some fun things there because of my formatting, but I'll go back and change that right now. And there we go, we've got a full-sized image displaying nicely.